Welcome back to the channel. It's your host lowtierhero, and in today's episode we're doing a new mini series, and it's the series Don't Play. It's a series where I test rogue, casual, and fun decks to help you decide if they're worth building. Today we're looking at a fan favorite duo, Nidoking and Nidoqueen. Lovers unite. Nidoking and Nidoqueen are a charming pair with really great synergy that is amazing on paper. Nidoqueen powers itself up as long as Nidoking is on the board, while Nidoking, if it's in the active zone, will poison the opponent's active Pokemon to soften them up for Nidoqueen. In theory, this creates a great back and forth strategy where these two work together to dominate the field and the meta. The idea is undeniably fun and satisfying when it works, but does it work consistently? Spoiler alert, it does not. The reason this deck fails, this deck has several significant flaws. There's three that I'm going to talk about. The first one is it's overly complex to set up. To get this strategy rolling, you need to involve two separate stage 2 Pokemon lines. That's a total of 6 cards you have to draw, evolve, and set up. The deck doesn't fully function until you have at least one Nidoqueen and at least one Nidoking on the field. Optimal is going to be 2 Nidokings, and that is a monumental task. The second thing is, as all games are on mobile and online, especially with TCG, it is really luck dependent. Consistency is a massive issue. If your middle evolutions Nidorina and Nidorino are buried in the deck, your setup grinds to a complete halt. Without them, your entire strategy collapses. No kidding, I cannot emphasize this enough. This is not an understatement. And the third thing is Pokemon TCG Pocket is just too fast, which is really wild to say considering that the format on Pocket is really slow, but this deck is just way too slow for the format. Even in the best case scenario, it takes a minimum of 3 turns to get the deck going, and in reality, it really takes a lot longer than that. In a fast-paced game like this, and again, I use that super loosely, it's simply too slow to keep up with other strategies. Let's jump into the gameplay, take a look at a replay that I played, and I will not lie to you, I played various techs, strategies, builds, ratios, the whole works, and this is overall what you're gonna watch to be exactly the issues that I faced every single time. Again, on paper, the synergy between Nidoking and Nidoqueen is exciting. Nidoqueen boosts itself through Nidoking's presence, and Nidoking softens up the active Pokemon so that you can get quick and easy knockouts, but in practice, getting both of these Pokemon on the field at the same time is an even bigger battle in itself. The biggest issue that I face playing this deck is the middle evolutions seem to disappear when you need them most. Nidorina and Nidorino frequently end up at the bottom of the deck, forcing you to waste precious turns searching for them. Without these cards, your setup never gets off the ground and you're really just making your way to concede. When everything comes together, the deck can be a blast. It's really fun. Watching Nidoqueen enhance itself through Nidoking's presence and sometimes using Nidoking to deal heavy damage with added poison effects is incredibly satisfying. These moments highlight the potential of the deck and why it's such a fun concept, but these moments are just too rare. Most of the time, you're stuck waiting for crucial pieces to appear while your opponent takes control of the game. The lack of consistency combined with the slow setup often leaves you with no realistic way to recover. You'll find yourself conceding early and moving on to the next match more often than not. As you see through the gameplay, you'll see the challenges in action, the missed setups, the clunky draws, and the overall struggle to just get this strategy going. If you're determined to play Nidoking and or Nidoqueen, honestly, I would recommend to just play Nidoking. Nidoking is the better standalone choice. Pairing Nidoking with cards like Muck, Coughing, and Koga create a very semi-functional deck. Muck and Coughing provide disruption, while Koga can help protect your Pokemon and enhance its control strategy and prevents you from losing a prize. While this isn't the perfect solution, it's a far more reliable option than trying to make both Nidoking and Nidoqueen work together in a meta environment. If you are not going to be playing this in a meta environment, by all means, play it and have fun with it. But after testing various builds, ratios, and techs, again, I can confidently say that Nidoking and Nidoqueen as a deck just doesn't cut it. Setup is too complex, the consistency is lacking, and the time investment required to make it work is far too high for its output. Until we get support cards that can accelerate their setup, something like Dark Patch, which is in Pokemon TCG with a unique effect, this deck will remain a fun casual gimmick at best. This deck is for those that want to play a deck for fun. If you're looking for casual enjoyable experiences with friends, this deck can deliver some great moments, but if you're planning to compete in meta events, this is not the deck for you. The frustration of inconsistent setups and frequent concessions will outweigh any fun you might have in a meta environment. We're going to take a look at a deck profile anyway so that you can see the deck that I was playing, and I'll showcase 3 games that I actually had some positive outlooks. I actually won these games with Nidoqueen and Nidoking. If you like these types of videos, I would really appreciate it if you just took a moment to check out the channel. If you like it, and like, comment, share, subscribe, whatever your heart desires. I really would appreciate it. Let's jump into some gameplay so that you can see how fun the deck can be.